Whew, that flu was a doozy, but I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I am actually going to go to my first hockey game tonight. I've never been to a hockey game, so it should be fun. Um, but I wanted to talk about what came up for me today, and I'm not even sure how it all started, this whole thought process, but um, it it really got me thinking about death and dying, and how when we are getting ready to bring a life into this world, we mark all of these milestones. Like we do all these things, these baby moons and gender reveal parties and baby showers and like all these other things that like mark the expectation of a life coming into this world. And then of course, like everyone else, once they're born, then birthdays and anniversaries and all of those things. But what about as we transition from this physical world to our soul world, when we die, basically, and when, oops, my arm came off the chair there. When we pass away, or when, as we're getting ready to transition to that point, um, culturally and socially, we take our loved ones and we put them off into nursing homes or care facilities, and there's less celebration. I don't even know if it's less celebration of their time here on earth, but I just found it really interesting that we're so excited to bring a new life into this world, and we are so saddened, and we, as a people, as a human race, we are so troubled by death. We are so troubled by what that means for our own mortality, what that means for the things that we did or did not accomplish or see or experience in this life, by memorializing someone else's life, and paying attention to their process of dying. And I just find that really interesting and a bit perplexing, that it's easier to accept something new and unknown than it is to let go of something or someone who is familiar to us. And how, as humans, we have such a difficult time facing our fears and facing our love, like the full breadth of our love for another human being. Because really, to me, that's what I think it comes down to, is that we are so afraid to voice how much we deeply, deeply care for someone, that it's much easier to cut them off and put them away into a care facility, or into another space where you don't necessarily have to see them all the time. Now, I am making very general statements here, so, not everyone is like this, but it's just something that I observed and noticed. So, I know not every person is the same, but I find that very interesting that we are so afraid to deal with our own mortality that the people who are closer to death frighten us. That process just frightens us terribly. So interesting. So interesting. Yeah. So those are my thoughts for today. I might actually take a little nap before I go to the hockey game. But yeah, this whole flu thing is really kicking me in the butt. But anyway, here I am, psychic in the wild, outside. I do get a little cabin fever when you don't feel good and you're sort of stuck under the covers all the time, and you sort of get yourself done up like I have today, and like, okay, I'm gonna go for it. And then you're like, oh, okay, I might need a nap first. So anyway, that's what I'm feeling right now. And those are my thoughts, about culturally how we don't really deal with death, the feelings that go along with that. Interesting stuff. All right. Love you guys. See you tomorrow.